Oh, I need the mic. Hello? Hello. Yo, wait, I was looking at the wrong thing. Fuck my life. I want to talk about the maps because I think some of the maps are crazy good in this game, and some of them just aren't. So I'm gonna make a tier list because that's the only thing I know how to do about them. It's the only thing I know how to do. Oh shucks. Um, and so I'm gonna make a tier list of the maps in this game. So let's go ahead and do that. So S tier, my favorite map in the game has got to be. Oh, there's not. There's saver download, choose files, downloads, pictures. The new map's not here. The new map is an S tier. Then Iggsguard. I think that's my favorite map. Downtown Tokyo though, genuinely my favorite map in the game. First, it's the new map because that shit's awesome. Just the card itself, awesome as hell. Uh, I think the shield barriers are going to be the cheesiest, if not the most broken things that's ever been introduced. Because I was thinking about it, right? And they have like 250, 500 health, I think. I can't remember exactly what. It's one of those, I'm pretty sure. But Hawkeye can stand back there, and it interrupts his LOS for his charge. But like Hela could also stand back there. Any hit scan or just long range hero can stand back there. They get a free sight on the enemy team and a free Vanguard shield that they can play. And if that gets broken, they're typically like archways, so that you can just play the corner next to it. Crazy work. If you can find stuff like that, off angles to use that on, genuinely you're gonna go crazy. Imagine Hawkeye just peeking around, you go to fight him, and you have a 500 health Vanguard shield to break through. You're fucked. He's just going to pick off your team. Crazy work. I think it's gonna be really fun as people figure out all the off angles and figure out what to do with them. Because I haven't seen anybody go, oh, crazy flank route or crazy off angle for Phoenix or things like that yet. I haven't seen any videos like that, but when they start coming out, that map's gonna get really fun or really awful. Right now, I think it's awesome. I love Doctor Strange, so having the bats and Deadpool on the thing, and then Duck Door Strange as the cart when you get to third point, peak. It's peak. Lakes Guard, Convergence is just my favorite game mode. It's just my favorite game mode, and this is my favorite game map. I don't know why they took it out. I loved it. I thought the flank angles were cool. They were good. I could see people using them, so like I knew if there was gonna be a flank, there was good high ground for both teams. Like it did not feel one-sided. I've held people like on every point on like three different parts of each point of that, and maybe that's just because it was only in comp the first couple seasons, and so I and the people in my rank weren't that good those first couple seasons, and so it was just more varied. But I like it. I still play it when I get it in quick play. I'm super excited to play it. I love it. Ixgard Royal Palace, I'm gonna put at A tier, and it's going to be the highest map that's domination, because my fucking ass hates domination. Let's get this out of the way. Fuck that map. Fuck this map. This one in particular, fuck that. Has genuinely my least favorite. This one only has one bad map, I think, and it's that one where you walk in and you go down, and it's got that big overhead section and the big pillar in the middle. I don't like that because one, there's a big ass pillar in the middle. Two, the stuff that breaks is weird, and so the only way to get a good fight. That my problem with domination, the reason why I don't like it as much, is it tends to devolve into just a big team fight and not one coordinated push, back off, let's get a pick, like one coordinated fight. It is just team deathmatch, kind of. You just fight. Because there's times we'll lose both supports, but, we kill them all first, and so we win the point. And we win the point, we'll get 50% off that push. Because we won with 2 DPS, and, like, domination sometimes turns out to who has the better DPS. Can you keep your DPS alive longer to get more kills, to do better on your team deathmatch? At least in my rank, that's what it turns out to be. I think it's fine, but I don't really like it. and it's not my favorite. Uh, so this, I only have that one bad map that I like. This, I like the map. I don't like Super Soldier Factory because the moving walls are a pain in the ass anytime you want to play anything. So I want to play Penny, can't place my nest on half that map because of how the moving walls go. If they touch it, they'll break it. There's the pillar that comes up in the center and goes down, but it doesn't really, like, it just kind of does that. And then it's really easy to hold people at their doorway. Not like, oh, I'm at my doorway, I can hold you there until we can get a pick. No, they're holding us there. They're holding us captive and pushing us backwards into our own spawn. It is very easy to do that. It's happened to me so many times. We do it to the enemy. Every time I played it, there was at least one entire fight at the doorway to somebody's spawn on both teams. We'll do it and they'll do it. And the entire fight occurs there. The next fight, you get ults and you can ult through them. You force them to back off with your ults. But that's not good. I don't like that. The only good one that I like is the one. It's got like the nuclear. It's got the thing in the middle, but it's like the energy in the middle. I don't know what it fucking is. It's the one that moves side to side with the train. When it hits when you get 50% captured, both teams combined, it moves to the side and it'll stay there. I do like that one. I don't like it when it moves. When it moves and it cuts you off, or even that, it's just awareness. When it moves and like you're in the middle of a team fight, you ult and your ult moves with it, and now you either have to stay on your ult and give up point, or you've wasted an ultimate. And same thing happens on the other map that fucking sucks, the one that goes up and down. I have no idea what causes it to go up and down. At first I was like, oh, every this amount of percentage. No, because that didn't stay true. Or maybe it's every time it gets captured. No, because it moves when it's still under my capture. I don't know, it just happens. I hate it because it ruins sight lines. It opens up new things. If I'm pushed up and it's behind me and I don't notice that it moves, I might get fucked up going back because there's a flank that's open that I wasn't paying attention to. I don't like it. Least favorite map in the game. Tokyo 99, it's fine. Spider Islands is fine. It's Convoy. It is what it is. First point's great. Second point is mid. Third point is whatever. Like, third point is probably the best and most varied, but also you kind of forced to push through that little hole. You're forced to push through this narrow tunnel where Phoenix and Moon Knight can just obliterate you if you don't ban them on that map, or anything can just hold you back in there. Like I said with the Hydra one, you kind of have to ult to get out of there. And the reason why you're kind of forced to go down there is because if you go through the big main entrance, that's like meant for you to use where the cart goes through, there is an off angle on your left that someone can sit up in. Someone can sit up at the very top right in front of you. People can stand up there on the top on the high ground. There's like 3 different off angles of high ground that you can get rained down upon. And so you're kind of forced to not use that because you're just going to get fucked up. So I don't like third point on this map, but everything else is great. It's fine. Not my favorite, but I don't think it's bad by any means. Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. I like this map. It's not my favorite, specifically due to, one, it being domination, and I just don't think the domination maps are very fun on this one, because there's 2 of them where you meet face to face and the point is off the center. I don't feel like I'm fighting for the point. I feel like I fight you and then I go to the point, and whoever gets point first sets up, and you just hold in fire at their entrance. There's no real other way. Oh, and if they come around that way, you either kill them first real quickly or you focus on that. It's really easy to hold, really easy to defend. I just don't find them personally fun. No real, like, actual complaints about this. My favorite one on this map is the one with the waterfalls, the one with the soldiers and spawn. I like that one a lot. Just, I hate that you come out and everyone likes to fight there and then go to spawn, but the way the destructible stuff in that map works, I think that's really fun. I think that's a really cool use of the destructible environments, because you can knock down the pillars, you can knock it down. You completely change the map and the way you play on that map as many characters when you change the layout. And I think that's cool. And then the third map is fine. When the walls come up, it gets a lot harder to fight on. It gets easier for some characters, but harder for other characters. And I think that's good that like the maps themselves can change in a way that's harder than. But it's just not as cool, in my opinion. And I don't like Domination as it is. It's not my favorite. It goes there. Other Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, I think is also just fine. B is like my mid tier. It's mid. First Point sometimes really favors defense on First Point, because you force the enemy to walk through this really tight, very exposed tunnel. Unless they have a support ult to get out of there quickly, that walkway is very exposed, and you can come in through the room on the side, but again, now you're using that room as cover. It's very cramped. Any character that can do AoE damage or is better in groups just going to obliterate you. Like Moon Knight really excels on this map because there's not a lot of cover on a lot of the points. It's just straight hallways. It's straight hallways with the rooms off to the side. So you can stand in those rooms, but then you separate and your team gets very split up. So you either have to play completely split up, or you have to play to mitigate the Moon Knight, or you ban a Moon Knight and a Phoenix and stuff like that. It's good. It's just mid. Personally, I don't like it. A lot of it doesn't seem very varied. Like, the 3 points don't seem too different from each other. First point. Third point is my least favorite. Because you spawn, you go in. From where cart starts at third point, you go up the stairs, and right when it takes a right, I don't like that. Because if you lose before that cart gets to the next doorway, their fights are awful. Because they get to play cart, and you have to get to the cart to play cart, or you don't have cover. You essentially just don't get cover in that entire fight, because those pillars that you could use as cover, they break. So your DPS can go into the top corner, but your supports and your tanks can't really play cover when you play on that point. Other than that, I think it's great. I like that map. Clintar, up here. I think it's better, but it's super defense heavy. First and third point specifically. Second point is fine. It's peak, in my opinion. It's really good. It's not defense heavy. It's not attack heavy. There's cover. There is high ground. You can use the base of the high ground things as cover. Like, you have to go up the ramps, but if you hug the walls, the people at the top, because it's like angled and up, if you stay at the bottom and you hug the wall, you get cover. So you can get cover and peek the corner to shoot the people at the top. I think that's really good. You get cover. They get cover. You have to actually play well to win on that one. And spawn is far enough away from both people, even by the time you get to the end, that it's not like constantly flowing out to fight you, and defense gets a super good advantage. Tokyo 99. Oh, this is the Conquest map? I don't like Conquest. Yeah, if you thought I didn't like that Hydra charter bait, if you thought I didn't like Domination because it feels like a big team fight, big team deathmatch sometimes, why would I like the team deathmatch game mode? Empire of Eternal Night. I like this one. I'm gonna put it in mid. No, I'm gonna put it here. Because I think this game has a lot of good maps. I like this one. First point is very defense heavy until you get to the end of it. Like, the first half of first point is defense heavy. The second half is really good for attack. Then the first half of that point, of that next point, is attack. Is favored for it feels like in my personal experience that it's favored for the attack, and then the second half feels like it's favored for defense, and then the third point doesn't feel like it has a lot of favor, though if people get to that point, it feels much harder to hold them unless you're holding them at the very end, keeping them from full capping and crossing the line. But I do like it. It feels very varied. Each point feels completely unique. The way the structures rebuild in this one, while the way the structures rebuild doesn't feel very intuitive, and I get caught in buildings a lot in both of these maps, it's good. It's fine. I wish it was like it made you more aware of it, you know? I wish it told you, it showed you more clearly before it happened. Because I get caught in buildings sometimes, or I'll go to chase someone down and a piece of the wall will hit my back and I'm forced somewhere and I don't want to be it. Doom Match is C tier. It's a Sanctum Sanctorum, and I'm a big Doctor Strange fan, so it gets points for that. It's honestly a really good map. It's got places where each character can succeed and thrive, and it's got a varying of not situations. It's varied in what everything looks like, how it functions. It's really cool. And probably my favorite place to go learn the mechanics of new heroes. Like when I was trying to learn magic, I practiced magic in Doom Match because that was genuinely the best place to run down 1v1s and go, oh, a third party butted in. How would I deal with that, right? Sometimes it's bullshit, but I do like this one. Empire of Eternal Night, C tier. Fuck that shit. Hate that shit. I hate First Point. First Point here feels like hell. It feels like when I said you have that fight right at the doorway at Hydra Charter Base. That's the entirety of First Point. Even if you touch Point, there's a chance the rest of your team doesn't get to follow you. No matter how hard I try, Doctor Strange, Mag, Emma, to block off tanks healing, to focus their supports, and their supports will back up all the way to the back, my entire team will still die behind me to 2 tanks. And then the 2 tanks and a DPS, while me and a tank are in front of them trying to mess with the DPS and the supports. The rest of my team will just explode, and then you just have to back up and you don't get to make it through, and then you just have to ult your way in and hope that's good enough. Very few times, like maybe 3 out of 10 times I play this map, can we take this point without needing to ult or like use a DPS, like a support ult to get through, or using a DPS ult to get 2 picks real quick and then go on, and then bum rush them. Very little times does that happen. Most of the time it's you go 1 or 2 fights or 2 engages, no, maybe not a full fight, until you get ultimates, and then you use your ultimates, and then you get in, and that's a big team fight on point with ultimates, and if you get point in that team fight, then yay, you have point. If you don't, well, then you have to do the same thing again, and farm your ultimates again, and that's not very fun. But the rest of this map is peak. I like it. The third point is my favorite place to play Jeff. I love playing Jeff on the third point, and maybe yeah, it's because you get a clear sight line of the entire stairway all the way down and up, and you don't even have to be near the fight. Maybe I think it's really funny. Maybe I think it's awesome. Who's gonna fucking stop me? Swag. Hellfire Gala. That wasn't it. Hellfire Gala. It was fine. It is fine. The portals are weird. On one of the points, they don't seem to take you anywhere. I do like this map. I like the flanks. I like the portals. Most of the portals, I think they're good. I think they're unique. I have the worst experiences on this map, though. Like, I complained about the Moon Knight, who, when I said, oh, this guy, this DPS player who is a higher rank than me, complaining about his tanks not peeling for him, while constantly on the other side of the arena, not doing anything and just getting dove by Star-Lord and Psylocke on their end of the battlefield. Like, what do you mean peel for you? Like, that's the map where that happened. I feel like that stuff happens more often on this map than the other maps, and just for that, it's going down a rank. It's going down. Just because I have more negative experiences on that. Hellfire Gala Araco. I think this is fun, but only when you're winning. If I'm losing on this map, it feels like such a defeat. Like such a, oh my god, I can't do anything. I can't do shit. My team is always staggered. We can't make any good progress. But the portals on this map, unlike the ones on the other Krakoa one, I think the portals on this map are awesome. I think they're incredibly intuitive. They are used for so many off angles, so many things. On third point, I'll sometimes take a portal. I'll like break open that side, place on the side, and I'll play it as I'm peeking. Like I'll hold that space and use that because it opens up a room. I'll use that room as a corner to peek and mitigate damage, and then sometimes if my other tank will dives in or goes ahead of me, they're no longer looking at me. I use the portal in there to get behind them. Strange ult. I hit at least 3 of them every time. It's awesome because they still think I'm down there. It's amazing. I love that map. I love it. But it just, you are either winning or you're not. And it feels so empowering to win on that map and so absolutely crushing to just get stomped and just to lose in general. I don't like Celestial Husk. I think some of these maps are fine. Like, realistically, it's here. But there's one map I don't like, and it's the one with the big pillar in the middle. The big spike. I think it's the Necro Sword. The one that actually has the Necro Sword. It's listed. It's showed right here. I know it's the Necro Sword. I read comics. Jeez, I'm a fucking idiot. But that one, the pillar doesn't move. The teams always seem to get separated, and it feels even more than it normally does, like team deathmatch. Whoever can get the most kills before the other team will typically win. Whoever's left standing last. All that said, they're pretty decent Jeff maps. Pretty decent Moon Knight maps. I don't think I have seen a character genuinely struggle outside of skill issue or like countered by heroes just on the map itself. Oh yeah, and I don't think I've ever said this, but I said like pretty good Jeff map because if I have to play support, Jeff is my support of choice. 1, he's easy. 2, I like him. 3, he's just fucking awesome, dude. Just a fucking awesome little guy. And I fuck with that. I'm putting this down here. Down here. Resource Rumble. I said it before. I liked the game mode. I thought it was fun. Not something I wanted to go out of my way to play, but when I was in the map, I had fun. I played it. It was just like fast domination. And since I don't like domination that much, to get it done and over with faster was fine to me. No more loading screens, no more waiting. Oh my god, they got first point, we got third point. You just play it all in one map. You play it back to back. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose. It's faster than domination. Like, it goes faster. And it's fine. I like it. I like the little speed boost that you get going out of spawn. Though it's not really, doesn't really mean anything. And I'm hoping that when they rework it for 18v18, like they said they would, pow. That's my goal. It's my New Year's resolution. Because I think the game mode's fun. 18 versus 18, but keep it kind of the same, but instead open all 3 at once. The game starts, give us like 30 seconds, and then all 3 areas open to be drained, and whichever team gets all of them first wins. That'd be hype. You'd have like 6v6 on every point at all times. I think that's hype. I'd put that super high. But I don't know. You gotta wait. The Kunlun map, I think, is really good, but it feels really bullshit sometimes. Like, the first point is extremely defense heavy, and if you cannot defend on that point, immediately what I think is, shit, we're going to lose. Because the next point is very attack heavy. They have their spawn is very close to the vehicle at all times, whereas your spawn is not very close to the vehicle. You have to walk, and often walk without cover to get to the vehicle, so they can just pepper you down from very far away. That being said, it's really fun to play on. I like playing cart on that one. I like all the different off angles that are there. And a lot of times I do get a full hold on second point right before they cap. but that's pretty much the only point on second point where I can feel like I can get that. Third point is very offense heavy. They have the most cover. They have the most cover, they're closer to the point until they get to the very end, and they're farther away from their point. It's easier to stagger them. It's easier to keep them from coming back very fast. Then it's defense heavy again. But if you lose too close to that where it starts to get defense heavy and it's still attack heavy, then you just lose the game because they'll make it to the end in time, or they'll make it to the end. They have ults or whatever. It is what it is. I like the map. I wish it wasn't so bullshit sometimes, where like I'm trying to spawn in and get to it, but I can't get to it without walking through Moon Knight, Phoenix, Hawkeye, Hela, just getting rained down upon. And I'm playing Strange or Mag. I've only got so much shield. I've only got so much to give around. It's got like 700 health. If it's Mag, it's only got like 2 seconds of being up. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. But yeah, longer video today. Let me know what you think about what I think about the maps. And yeah. So that's about it. I will see you guys later. What will they?